Let us explain this law of demand. So, today we are going to explain the first concept of demand. What is this concept of demand? See, the demand for any commodity refers to the desire to buy a commodity backed with the sufficient purchasing power and the willingness. For example, if you take that, suppose you desire to have a car, but you don't have enough money to buy it, then what we can say that this will be your desire. That means it will remain just a wishful thinking and it cannot be called as demand. The desire can only become demand only when you are ready to spend the money for the car. That means we can say that the demand refers to the effective demand only when these three things will include. That means desire, means to purchase, and also willingness to purchase that commodity. If these three things are there, then only we can tell that it is a demand. If any one of these three things are missing, then we can tell it is just a desire, or we can tell it is just a wishful thinking. Next, we come on that there are different types of demand. First is we can see that there are individual demand, another is market demand. Now let us explain this individual demand. Individual demand means what? It refers to the quantities of a commodity that an individual consumer is willing to purchase at various prices during the given period of time. And what is the meaning of this word market demand? It means that the total quantities of a commodity that all the houses are willing to buy at various prices during the given period of time. Now we can also see that these two individual demand curve and the market demand curve, which is drawn over here, we can see the summation of all this individual demand curve will give you the market demand curve, and therefore the market demand curve will be a flatter one. Next, we move on to what is the meaning of this ex ante and ex post demand. Now, these two demands are very much vital one, and you have to know the term. So, let us explain that what is the first term, that is ex ante demand. What does it mean? It refers to the amount of the good that the consumer wants to or willing to buy during a particular period of time. Wants to or buy. But ex post means the consumer actually purchase. Ex ante means he want to buy, or we can tell he willing to buy, and ex post mean which he actually buys. Again we see joint demand. This is also one of the types of demand. Joint demand, by the name you can understand that the two goods will be jointly consumed. That means, for example, we have seen this picture given, car and petrol. Car and petrol is jointly consumed, they are jointly demanded. Without the car, the petrol is of no use, and without the petrol, the car is of no use. So they are jointly used. Again, you see pen and ink, they are also jointly used. Without the ink, pen is of no use, and without the pen, ink is of no use. So that is why we can tell they are jointly demanded. Now, next we can see that determinants of demand. Now, to know the determinants, or we can tell the factors which affects the demand, there are different factors which are affecting the demand. The first one is discussed with income of the consumer. For this reason, we have to know the different types of good: normal, inferior, and inexpensive goods. So let us discuss with the normal good. What is this normal good? The demand for which increases with the increase in income of the consumer and vice versa. So here we can see that a television, a refrigerator, these are all the normal goods. The demand for this good will increase with the increase in income of the consumer. Next, we move on to the inferior goods. What are these inferior goods? The demand for which will falls with the increase in income. For example, we can tell that various demand for the coarse grain like maize. Maize, here we can see maize is the inferior one. So the demand for which will fall with the increase in income. We may shift on to the superior quality goods like rice and wheat. Next, inexpensive necessities means here we can see the picture of a matchbox. That so inexpensive necessities means the quantity purchase increases up to a certain level and thereafter it will remains constant irrespective of the level of the income, because we don't need enough of matchbox, because matchbox and salt, these are the two inexpensive necessities and these are required in less quantities. We do not require a huge one. Whatever be our income, the demand for it will remain constant after a certain level. Next, we discuss about the price of the related goods. So here these related goods are classified into substitute goods and complementary goods. So let us see what are the substitute goods over here. Substitute goods means it is the same type of good and that can be used in place of another. That means here tea and coffee, Coke and Pepsi, we can see the diagram also, there's pictures also we can see. And what else we can see, that there is a direct relationship between the demand for the product and its substitute. That means if the price of tea rises, the demand for the coffee will rise. If the price of Coke rises, the price of the demand for the Pepsi will rise. So there is a direct relationship. Next we see the complementary goods. In the case of complementary goods, that means just before that we have discussed that they are jointly used. For example, we can tell car and petrol, gas and gas stoves, and we can say there is an inverse relationship between the demand for the product and the price of the complement. That means if the price of the gas cylinder rises, the demand for the gas stoves will fall and vice versa. So we have discussed about the different concept of demand and types of demand and different determinants of demand. So this much for the today's class. In the next video, we are going to discuss with some other topics on economics. So till then, thanks for watching the video.